Anyways, I'm so happy for 600 subs. Like a few days I got that much. Like I was barely on 12 subscribers and now I'm on 600. It's a bit weird for me. Your comments are really nice. I appreciate that. Like each one is saying that don't stop, work, nice work, thanks for your time. And yep, I'm so happy with this. And well, I'm working on a series, and like not series but a course, a HardSurface modeling tutorial. And like in the big, for the beginners to pro level, like each person will be covered in this series or episodes, whatever you say. Like I'm making some, like I decided 3 levels. I was thinking to 5, but it's so hard because I also need to and like pick some time for other stuff. So yep, that's something was. So I completed the part 1, and I'm just going to edit this, and maybe I will upload it, or maybe I will upload with other videos. I'm not sure. I'm just working on it, and this is like I just, posted the render in the community chat. Well, yeah, it's not that much fancy, but it's a level 1. You can see the design is just in the level 1 is good. Like it's very simple. I don't use so complex details on it. And then we work on a level 2, then level 3. The level 3 is my favorite level because I'm working on it right now. Like it's not like I didn't record it, I'm recording it. The shapes were a little bit complicated or a bit technical because I don't have too much references, and I tried to contact with the concept designer who created that stuff. Well, it's a surprise for you, so I will not reveal the level 3. And yep, level 1 in front of you, like you see that what's the end result is. So yep, start the video. I added a reference image to order to understand what I'm going to make. Obviously, reference image is really important, and you also should use if you want to be a professional artist. After that, I just started making the box shape because obviously it's a very simple shape. Even a noobster can make it. After that, I added a bevel and start adding the minimum details like the edge line and some small splits. I started adding in the both sides, so obviously you can see the reference there. And I start making the tip side. Where's the wire? I just guessing and start making. I'm using the subdivision modifier on this object, so you know the shapes whenever I bend, so it looks curvy. That's the like a hack we use to make these kind of models, and it's way precise, and the topology still looks very good. You need to make sure to maintain the quad topology, but overall, if it's making some problems and you're unable to, but you're getting the good results, you don't need to worry about that. I'm trying to make the quad topology and trying to get rid from the useless topology, because when you're using subdivision, so try to make sure that you have less geometry in the scene. I started making this shape like that with the help of box cutter. You can make it manually, but I'm using box cutter because it's way easier and helps just like that. So I started like making it good because I used the reference to get this. And after that, I just projected there, and I just started adjusting it and add a like usually add a boolean on it, and start making the other shape which is in the reference, as an insert. You can see the face is like that. So after beveling and setting up and merging with it the same shape and organizing it, I start making it as like a knife tool. I try to bevel boolean it, but it's not work, so I just extrude it and like that did it that way. And after that, I just use it as a knife. And then after that, I retopologize it, like means set the faces. Obviously, when you're using subdivisions, you need to make sure that there's no some kind of faces which are creating artifacts. I tried to merge them and using the bevel because they was making some artifacts. I don't know why. Obviously, it makes sense that the edges was not connected, and I'm using subdivision modifier. That's the reason why I'm facing that problem. So what I did, I started making the try to solve the issues, the topology, and everything. I was doing these same things. Just make sure that as long as you're getting your results, that's something as you want. If you're working for a game studio and you want the good and nice topology, so that's something is another different topic. So well, after applying the boolean, I started making the topology nice because I don't want any artifact. Well, I noticed that I fucked up the backside, so I just leave that thing and I just started making the edge flow good and just started deleting and dissolving the useless things. I beveled it and I noticed some weird artifacts was the clipping edges, and I realized it, and then I started deleting those edges because obviously it was just a pain in the ass and making the worst of workflow, because you don't need to connect these kind of stuff because this item will not go the way. Well, I fucked up the back side, so I recreated that thing because obviously I will not gonna like it. Yeah, do some stupid. I added chamfer inside of it, but I realized a lot of useless edges are making my work a little bit bad. So what I did, I just chamfer it and I started inserting the stuff. And another thing I did, I make these both parts different, so I will not get worried about this kind of stuff because the back part requires subdemodeling. So and this part just kind of a bit hard, so I can just do it manually. I don't need subdemodifier because you can see it's totally flat thing. So what I did, I added the modifiers and I started making the light bulbs areas. I think to use the boxer to add some inserts inside of it, and I start doing that. Well, was on that time I was not too much good in the boxer, and because I was using a mirror modifier, so I think that was the reason was not working on that as I expected. Oh well. The thing while modeling, you need to keep them in mind. So because I was going to apply that thing, so I just added some extra loops so I don't face any problems. Well, was all my mistake because I was thinking that I will, I don't get the artifact, but I'd still get the artifact. So I added some loops to make some rid from artifacts. You can see the edges, and I try to solve these artifacts. Well, obviously connecting the edges helps, but sometimes no, you need to see what's good and not. I again unchamfered that thing and you rechamfer it, so it was messed up. I added some vertices and just make it circle. You can see you can use the loop tool. Loop tool is free, and you can just go in a Blender and section add-ons if you're using 4.2 and 4.3, and just go and download that from where. And well, I just changed my music because I don't know why in the playlist sometimes boring music comes up. So after that, I just added a chamfers and start cleaning the mess, like solving the artifacts and finding the problems and connecting the edges. Well, it's not that much crucial as long as you're not facing any problem. I was facing a problem in artifacts, like in the weird shading effects, which I don't want it because it's a product render, bro. I think it's a beat. Well, I see again. I think no, my file was crashed because I'm just voiceovering on this video, so you can get a more better idea. And by mistake, I deleted the backside, so I just started. I created it again. That's something is I need to tell you. Like I was working, and I don't know, but for some reason I even don't remember. I just clicked the symmetrization on the y-axis, minus y-axis, and it just symmetrized the same the front body on the back side, and then lose the back side, and I even didn't realize it, and I tried to undo that stuff, but it was a lost cause. So I created again, and it was a nice idea because this time it's a different part, so it's have a subdemodeling because the front part don't need a subdemodeling, but this one is this. I use the path curve to just create the wire system, and I just add some little bit like what you say, tweaks in the geometry system. On that time I don't use the carburetor, but it was a nice thing. So I try to make the same as in the reference. Then I start to make the pin side where which you plug in on laptop or whatever. So I started making that thing because it's a product render, so I need really bevel edges and smooth sides, because it need to be looks realistic and good. You can't compromise these things in the what you say in the product renders. Well, I think okay, I'm recording right now. So then what I did, I just started adding again, solving the issues and making the workflow more good. You can see like I don't care about the quads, but as long as only the artifacts only the reason I care about. So yep, I'm making the flow so I can add edge loops, so it's like make the subdivision more bad. I'm adding the chamfers and checking out if it looks good, because you need to try and play different ways to see which looks good for you. I'm making it inside of the face, and yep, the pins and that kind of parts, and that's what it is. It's so simple. An array, using array and give it a complex looks. Even the simple things can make a really nice stuff. After it's created, I just started ingesting it and inserting and making the faces. Pretty simple. The same way I created a shape, and you can see it's way easier. So remodeling just helps you to create the curvy shapes really easily, which you can't do manually. I bet you can. It's really hard and frustrating. So I wish I'd never try to do this stuff. So I just started Alt S and making the edges a little bit smaller so it just can fit inside of it. Then I started to add some more extra details, but I was stupid that I didn't do that. I started unwrapping the model, obviously, because the model should be unwrapped, because I need to project the model on it. Well, it's a good thing if your models are unwrapped, so you can also import and upload on Sketchfab and BlenderKit sites. And I'm using BlenderKit. If many people don't know still about a BlenderKit, so it's a free add-on for marketplace. Just like a marketplace inside of Blender, you can search whatever you want, and you can add in just like a drag and drop. And there is free section, also the pet section, but usually I use like free section, so you can also use it. There's not like any restrictions, but some of the models will be not like available for you, but 50 to 90% are always available. Then I'm creating some other inserts like inside the part, you can see in the reference also. Then I start doing the materials, because I already did all the stuff, and the car paint material I'm using on it, because it's like a bit shinier, and I find that this one is way relative to what I want. Then I use the metal texture in front of the part, and then the rubber on the wires, obviously. Then a LED lighting this one, which on my lights, obviously this is a bit realistic gives looks. Then I start making the textures a bit like better, obviously tweaking some settings and changing the colors and choosing it by the drop point. It's a way easier. Then I start finding what I'm looking for. Then I add image and the text which I created, and yep, I just randomly make the name and I add the OBS texture on it. It's just easiest way. On that time I was not using any decal machine or that kind of stuff, so yeah, I did just need to do it manually. So you can see it just hold the manual stuff. Like I can say, you can still get what you want easily manually, but the thing is, when you're working for the clients, you need to do fast work, because it's way efficient and people like that. Clients love fast work and on the time. So I just started making the details. It was just a fun project, so yeah, you can see like I'm just giving it details as much as I can. Even the text also add life in your model, so don't take it as, oh, it's just text, it's not doing anything big. But yeah, it's do a lot of stuff. It affects your scene. I just started adding a little bit more bevels and geometry and the scene, like the multiply. I add a multi-resolution modifier, so it's just increased the, you can say, the vertices, and it's make it more smooth and realistic. Obviously you don't want a blocky a product. Then I start making the scene how it looks like, and in the render view, and then I start finding where I can add more details and so. Well, was it so fun, because it was a very nice project. So make sure your UVs are fine, so you can just look at this, like it's a cubic, so that's the reason it's way easier to just unwrap. And then I start using the camera, changing the resolution, and 500 samples I was using, but you can do good render in 110 samples also, in 20 samples, and 22 samples, and 64 samples. I'm using an SDR. SDR is so required in nice product rendering. You need to use soft SDRs, just keep that in mind. Soft SDRs just give you something very nice lighting, which you can't get in the lighting. You can, but it's way convenient. You can use a 0.01, which is just a way lower number. I'm using a soft light. Wait, just to search something. I'm searching the value of the soft light. So I asked the ChatGPT. Okay, I found it. The value is at least 30 to 20. Okay, that's fine. You know, be precise is something else. So I'm using a soft light. Actually, soft light have the light is soft. You can do like harsh lighting and soft lighting. You can search on Google what the difference between them. So it just create the good product renders. So that's why I'm using this kind of grading images rather than array lighting. But you can use it. I just did some compositing with it. Lens distortion is something a part of realism, so I just had 0.02 or 0.01. Then I add a glare node to add a little bit glare and a light effect in the scene. And then a denoising data, which helps to obviously in less samples, you will get a good quality render. Well, I did a render and I was just deleting my cache files because I don't know why my C drives just fill every time. It's so annoying. And okay, after that I did some rendering settings and I did the render. Well, I was not happy with the render too much. Yeah, that's the thing is, you need to try whatever you can. I just started watching the scene and just waiting for the renders. After the render done, I just searched for the backgrounds, obviously, because I need to go in the Photoshop and do the renders. Well, it's a bit hard to find something good in Google these days. It's so annoying. I don't know why. Search about it, but I didn't find something well. But I did render. I was still searching at that time. I remember that. Let's open Discord, just talk some chill with friends, and yep. I did a render again. I don't know, maybe if I was facing some kind of problem at that time. So after that done, completed the render, I just tweaked some settings and did it again, the render. Because I was rendering the scene and I was also solving the issue with the scene. And you can see I imported my scene into new file because I was, I think, facing some kind of weird issues. If something happened, and I also face a problem with the Blender kit. It's happened with me. I don't know why. Like, it's weird, but I can't say anything. Then I save it as a file and try to search for the scenes. Well, you can also use Blender kits like the other people project files. I choose that project file. I was searching for the light project, and I find this project have a really nice and clean lighting. It's not like a cheating. I'm not gonna go to explain why it's not a cheating, but yep, it's a good way to understand how the pros works. Like, look at this. You created really nice scenes. So what I did, I just imported my model inside of it, and I just place it where I wanna. I delete the and started making adjustment. And I just place it as I should be and trying to see which looks good. And the lighting was looking really nice and everything sorted. I just started watching the scenes and I just changed the textures, color of this triangle. I just used the same color which I had. Then I did a render. Well, what I did, I just solved the issues, and after that I wait for the render. But the render was very high quality, and when you can see it even in the zoom in scenes. This was the render like I did without any editing and anything like that. And well, it looks just fine. And this is a render which I did before, you can see. And this is the final result, like after the Photoshop, and I think you'll like it. So see ya.